Hey guys, what is up? It is MAZIE with Barbecue by MAZIE. If you are new here, welcome to the show. And if you're coming back, I really appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I have high hopes of hitting 1 billion followers someday. All right, today on the smoker, we are making smoked meatloaf. This is something I like to prep in advance and then just throw it on the smoker when I'm ready. Feeds the whole family. It is phenomenal. Today I will be using my Pit Boss Navigator for this cook, and we're starting the cook off at 250 to get some smoke on this meatloaf. I'm actually going to bump the temperature up towards the end of the cook. So first things first, we need to prep this meatloaf.
I'm only using freeze-dried onion because I forgot to buy an actual onion. That's why I keep it on hand. But the recipe I'm using will be linked in the description. It's really just a basic blend of seasoning and spices, the normal stuff you're going to find in meatloaf. But what I really like about this recipe is the glaze that goes on at the end. Mix it all together, don't overwork it. And then I use the back of a cookie sheet covered in parchment paper, but you can also use a loaf pan if you would like. Beautiful loaf shape, am I right?
All right, I've got our nice loaf of meat right here. Now you can either put your meatloaf on the cookie sheet like I have. I just like all sides to kind of get crisped up. And when we do our glaze, it's really going to go all over the meatloaf. You are welcome to use a loaf pan if you would prefer. It's really whatever you like. Okay. All right. So all we're going to do now is pop it in the smoker. Now for my smoker, my burn pot is right in the middle, so I'm not going to put it in the middle. I'm going to put it either on the left or right side. That is it. All right, so remember, my smoker is set to 250. If you want to bump it down even lower, you could do 225. If you do want to smoke it the entire cook at that temperature, it's going to take maybe 4 or 5 hours at 225. I'm expecting this cook to take about 2.5 to 3 hours with bumping that temperature up at the end. So just remember, you do have the option to smoke it the entire time if that's what you want to do. It's just not what I want to do. This is my meatloaf, okay? Also, you could add cheese to your meatloaf. If you're adding cheese to your meatloaf, you're going to put down a layer of meat, kind of make a boat out of it, put your cheese in, and then put the top on. I just don't love cheese in my meatloaf, but you do you. Okay, so we're going to let this smoke in the smoker for about 1 hour to 1.5 hours before we come check on it. I'm going to go inside and crack a cold Diet Coke, and I will see you back out here at the same spot in about an hour. All right, it has been 1.5 hours at 250 degrees. So now I'm going to bump it up to 350 to finish out this cook. Remember, we want an internal temperature of 165 on this meatloaf. I just took it. We're sitting at about 135, so it's not going to take long to finish this meatloaf off at all. All right, so at this point now I'm going to go ahead and go in and get our glaze ready to put on the meatloaf. Let's go. Okay, so here's our glaze mixture. It's ketchup-based, vinegar, some seasonings. All right, we're just gonna spread the glaze on. All right, so now that our glaze is on, we're just going to let that stay on the smoker at 350 for about another 10 to 15 minutes just to let that glaze set up and warm up. After that point, we're going to let the meatloaf rest for about 10 minutes, and then, and only then, it's time to slice it up. Hey, oh, hey. All right, set a timer for 10 minutes. Let's go. All right, so it has had time to rest. Now we're going to slice it. This is a Pit Boss slicing knife. I think you can get them at Lowe's and online. Possibly even Walmart, now that I think about it. It got me a nice little end piece with all that glaze on to try. I have a good feeling about this. Woo! That's some good meatloaf. So again, that was an absolute hoot. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today while we smoked a delicious meatloaf. If you made it this far in the video, leave a comment down below that says pink zebra. I just like to know who's watching till the bitter end with me. All right, you guys, thank you so much. I will see you same place next time. A, B, C, D, E, F, G.